The missing bark from the tree is the only indication of the drunk driver who flipped his car here just hours ago. Reginald Cobb and his girlfriend were driving drunk here down Gordon Avenue, hit this tree, and that's when their car flipped. We've just learned that the lockdown has been lifted, and Doherty County school officials say police will remain on the scene to maintain security. 3 people were inside this home when shots were fired. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but Albany Police Department is searching for a black Toyota Camry with Georgia tags BYU 0189. Fire Chief Kelly Harcraw tells me the fire appears to have started in the center of the home near a fuse box. Now, although this home has been vacant for about a month, it did have power, and early indicators are that this was an electrical fire. After getting a tip that Lamont was inside this home on Cedar Avenue, they evacuated 5 adults and 1 child around midnight. This was the scene as police started negotiating with Lamont to surrender. They eventually had to gas him out of the attic, and Lamont was arrested just before 2 a.m.
Well, it's official. Philip Phillips is this year's American Idol.
I didn't get a golden ticket, but I do have my boarding pass, which did the trick to get me to LA.
I hate the feeling of every day knowing that carrying around my bag every day, that's basically my house. Carrying my house on my back it's not a great feeling.
The Albany-Doherty Homelessness Coalition's most recent count is between 460 and 500 homeless people.
We were told that the U.S. Census Bureau, when they were here, spent a week surveying and trying to count the homeless, and they counted 1.
But with local organizations giving meals in the thousands, the reality of those numbers is likely much higher.
I think the Salvation Army served 33,000 meals last year, and the rescue mission over 80,000, I believe I understand.
When most people think of homelessness, they think of life on the streets. A person is homeless simply if they don't have a permanent home. They could be living on the streets or in a shelter, motel, or in someone else's home, which is why an exact count can be so hard.
It really doesn't make you feel really human. In a point, you more or less feel more like an animal.
It's going to take local people in the faith community, the business community, as well as the government community to come together to meet this need. No one of those can do it alone.
This is a water-powered grist mill.
Brock is a second grader,
8,
who does historical interpretations at the Georgia Museum of Agriculture.
We had these kind of watches back in those days.
He'll teach you how to make cornmeal as you experience daily life on a 19th century farm.
Now we're supposed to bounce it down. Go to back of cornmeal.
Brock started working here at the grist mill shadowing his grandfather. After just 3 days, he was doing it all himself.
I decided that I could do a little bit the first time, and the second time I could do barely, and then this time I could do all of it.
So now really all I do out here just when I'm at the grist mill is what you saw me. I bagged the grits on meal, and he does interpretation, does the tying up of it and everything.
But Brock is a special kid.
Well, he had a hard time when he first came into the world. And he's hyperglycemic, and he's had a lot of health problems.
He's also mildly autistic.
Built by Barney Curtis.
Although Brock loves spending time at the grist mill,
In 1879.
he can't wait for the weekend to play dodgeball and go on a hayride.
These kind of Saturdays, I ain't gonna be on the train. I'm gonna be down at the hayride and doing all that stuff.
As for long-term plans,
I'll be working here, I think, until I get about 60 or 70 or 80.
Melanie, Kendall,
Hey, Mr. Racer.
Fox 31 News.